what I learned selling why what I learned selling comedy ticket on the street of the New York every no get you closer to yes everything I learned about capitalism I selling comedy ticket the stranger on the street of the New York City. The first lesson is to never understand the circumstance sell the product because product is crap. Sell yourself. Who won't trust other human people make nothing. All the secret to selling yourself is simple. Make eye contact, grin and lie. The last word is critical. What I was selling wasn't even really a ticket. I mean it was a scam either. Not exactly here. How it worked. Comedy club at the time were never fully looked, so they permitted promotion companies to print discount ticket, limited card with a phone number printed on them. The customer would call the number on the card. Comedy club would pack them in whenever they could go. Oh, you bought a ticket off the street, you can come to 5 p.m. So there's a very expensive watered down drink minimum, and there's and here sit at this table. They also in the front of column. The vision is also solo discount to hair salon because like comedy club, a hair salon can never have too many booking. I wasn't asked to sell haircut though. No one buys discount haircut from people who are insecure and unkept, and I was both. I am saying all the stand-up comedians are unattractive. This that is lazy stereotype. Many stand-up comedians are average looking and some of are attractive. Many my employer however loved I lazy stereotype. They wanted me to play a part of because I looked the part. I didn't even have to buy only second-hand clothes to do it. I was not a stand-up comic. I have never been a stand-up comic. My bottomless hunger for attention manifested completely different from a stand-up comedy, and I hope you share these essay with your friend. I found that comedy ticket job in one of the free alternative newspaper used to visit in the dirty box on the street corner. The ad was in the back of the paper along with the real estate listing, horoscope and phone number or private. You can find all that internet now, but in 1996 it was printed on the cheap paper with ink that would stain your fingertip. The ad wanted recent college graduate interested in creative opportunities, and I was both recent college graduate and interested in creative opportunity. Really, any opportunity I couldn't get an wait stop job because I had grace and avocado. I have hired briefly briefly operate a freight elevator, but up and down challenging concept. I have no pedigree, no connection. I just assumed the world would walk up to me. I didn't know at the time that I benefit from white male privilege. Here, why I think the concept of white male privilege angers so many white men. You can born in the ruling racial class of society and catch breaks, others don't, but still end up the loser. And I was a loser. Before leaving the New York, I told my father I want to be a playwright. He let out me mournful sigh, looked me in the eyes and said, "Well, if that doesn't work out, you can always sell. Salesmen always work." My dad does not salespeople. They work in a shush bucklerless of the free market superheroes who could confidently grasp your hand and shake coin out of your slab. He worked for a government and never made a lot of money. My father gave me one more piece of advice before I struck out. He wanted me to use a credit card only for emergency like catastrophic illness or a plane ticket back to Texas falling. My trainees were two men, a little older than me, named Steve. The Steve seemed impossibly cool, at least to me. They had a very effective sales motivation technique. It was cold lunch. I was the Steve selfishly noodles through the restaurant window. I was sucked in the shade. They had opened the menu and ordered a small feast of fried dumpling, shrimp fried rice, and chicken. Before I had finished looking at it, I didn't have enough money to join the crew, so I executed myself on a bought a pretzel, which tasted like a stale frisbee. It was cold too. I stomped my feet for a warmth as they finished their meal. But this practical free comedy ticket, and I have the greatest night of our life. I would never lie to you. Our Steve had a lion mane, a reddish brown hair, and a wore a cashmere coat with a long multicolored striped scarf. The other Steve had a shaved head and round glasses. He wore a ball blue pea coat and a black leather pant. A leather pant. It was hard for me to believe such a put together dudes my age existed. They reminded me of MMTD. I think it was in love with them. Briefly. One of the Steves confided in me that he made $7,000 the previous year, which seemed to be utility astronomical. It was respectable amount for me. Most American didn't make that much, but at the time, if you had asked me how much money it took for a wealthy, I would have been hard pressed not to say $70,000. The promotion company had a loft near Union Square. In the loft was a large colorful room with bleachers where the Steve would wish with the day street wrenches into fridge before the dispatched into city of the car. In the room where like me young unemployed determined to become rich of to afford a studio permanent in Austria. Queens whichever came first they instructed us to ask every passerby a near question. They recommended do you like to catch lunch because everyone know the three most famous sales pitch all the time are do unto others as much have been done unto all men are created equal to for me. But when it comes to a selling comedy ticket, do you like a lunch is probably the best question to ask potential sucker. The point was to get to them to stop to short circuit whatever mission they were and to guide them toward a brand new mission. Buy a comedy ticket, look into their eyes deeply, smile, ask them for a question. Do you go out at night? Do you like to shave money? Are you a fan of a comedy? The goal of the light hunted interrogation was to build rapport as fast as possible, get a conversation going. So you have to produce a ticket. The next hand them ticket. This was essential. Once it was in their hand, it was real. The Steve repeated this instruction as if there was magic phrase. I had them. It was important to get the person into the product. Once they could get the right to selling the what matter. You a covenant between immortal soul and another. Then came to close. This save your money. The club may have inspired the club. Well, who can say that count is to a step you can resell them to friend a slightly markup in a make money. Only I can help at the next time frozen in the time what why this practically free comedy ticket and have a greatest night of your life. I would never lie to you. The next step was simple. Take their money, no cash. Credit card. My credit card number is practically my middle name today. What back then it was a state secret. Tried to be get wet battle hard in New York to be surrendered for a laminated card that promised maybe a seat in the leg of an open mic was not easy unless you were Steve. Everybody loved them. Every no get you closer to yes. If someone threw a Hilozua, I probably would have put my hand in the air. The Steve gave me a good pep talk. They wanted us to hungry for rejection. We are going to get turned down 80% of time, but they stress not to get discouraged because every no got us on the 20% of the time you success. Every no gets you closer to yes. Which and if someone throw a Halizua, I probably would have put my hand in the air. The grandfather was a Bipchet preacher and he sold ticket too. I followed the Steve with other duckling into the freezing morning where very modest amount of money awaited. The haircut and comedy group decided to split up. The pretty one went to nearby Union Square and Chuckle Square rode the summit upper west side. Almost immediately, one of the recruits made a sale. The person I'd sat next to the bleacher should talk a nice woman in opening up her and all the Steve had was chapped each other and the world would walk over right and I walked of my career. Do you like to laugh? No. Do you like to laugh? Fuck off. Do you like to laugh? Why? Yes, I do. The last one ended with a person pointing at me and laughing. They laughed all the way at the end of the block. One person did stop to talk me, but it was a sympathy. Aren't you cold? He asked. Yes. Well, good luck. After he walked up, Steve saluted over to me, smiling. He asked why I am hadn't tried to hand him a ticket. I struggled. Sure, you have to do it, said Steve. He patted me on the back and told me to go back to hunting for rejection. The product is crap, so sell yourself. He added. The product is crap, so sell yourself. It's probably the most important thing I learned as an adult. That's fake it till you make it. Of course, it's not really fake it till you make it. It's just a fake it. That's an important lesson too. A few years later, I would go out drinking with an ad salesman person work magazine where I was editor. Early in my career, I learned to make friends with an ad salesman because they drank and they had money to buy drink. The dude was champion borzer with a literal aquarium full of glam footage of liver. At one point, shivering, he confessed that the magazine I worked for, he never read it. His client never read it, but he sold the shit out of the because he put it. I am awesome, and so you are. I returned from lunch, determined to sell. My stomach wanted a spicy noodle. I winked at New Yorker while shouting, "You like comedy, big guy? I wanna hear funny joke. Hi, I hear you like to laugh. Who did you hear for that?" I responded. I minded. She laughed. I wanted to introduce you the first woman I've ever talked to New York City. She was a ponytail. She wore a big coat as if she had stolen it from sleepy 19th century Arctic explorer. She studied dance on the Upper West Side. She was younger and I was, but not by much. I asked her what she liked to do in night, and it was typical response: hang out with friends. What was maybe see a show, comedy show? She laughed. Sure. I told her to go. Could shave her money. I told her to, could make her money. She trusted me at least in the intentions. I told her I had just moved to the city from Texas, and she mentioned the Midwest. It was a joke about how a New York winter felt like a Milwaukee summer. I turned out to I like to laugh too. I was made God with Fang, but you can't close the deal and open your heart. Not at the same time. I stood to make dozens of dollars. We continued our winter of while, and then I lied to her. I told her my father was flying from Texas to watch my performance stand up from first time, but I could only get stage time if I sold some ticket first. She was a sympathetic and supportive, but had no credit card, just debit card, not a problem. I told her we van walked to an ATM and I wait outside the value get money. I walked her to the bank door, and before she walked in, she turned to me and said, "Maybe I see you tonight." Maybe I didn't. She didn't get her comedy ticket. I was gone by the time she had a cash in hand. Later, after that afternoon, I ate spicy noodles I bought with the emergency credit card. It was a nice 20 entertaining uses of ChatGPT. You know, a rise community has been a fire, exploring the breathtaking possibilities of ChatGPT. The uses of ChatGPT is simply endless and intro exciting. Exciting. It is still early days. Mm, Implication of content, but suddenly turn into head by definition, and yet applying our AI everyday task is awesome. So I challenge I content. Write a Tutor thread. Jim McLeod asked every to create a tutor for him on the subject of design. Then saying, write a novel. In this in the novel, I literally asked the first thing I could on combining three of my writing mystery novel and just develop a plot of mystery novel with a guest speaker given a prompt. You have a guest speaker coming to your event and you're going to want to ask from audience have ChatGPT generate some question. The moderator can say, here a question of for example, the conference is about water scarcity and respected water manager. Here, what are the question asked on desalination and impact ChatGPT on how desalination currently being used around the world and in the ocean, creating games. Richard is also a well-known expert in board game. He just said ChatGPT could use to plot out, design new game, not simple. People have started getting help solving crossword puzzle clues, and you will develop a game using ChatGPT prompt. I already played it. Dating help. I think it could have been dating if you're looking for add a little filtration to your first message on your dating app. Here a few ideas to get caught my eyes from across the screen. I could enter saying hi. Your profile photo is stunning. I can't. Stop thinking about your how much I love to get nowadays. I usually one of make first move, but I just had to message you. I want to chat with you. Hi there, I saw your profile and I'm going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I am little intimidated. You so I'm feeling like a little stressed, dealing with the loneliness and anxiety. Chiefly excelling at a one non-conversation input. I am really sad. I am lonely right now. ChatGPT. I'm sorry to hear that feeling low and lonely. I feel down sometime, but it's important to remember that you are not alone. There's many people who care about you and want to help. It can be helpful to talk to someone about your feeling, whatever it close friend, family member, or a mental health professional. Sometimes just expressing your thought and emotion to someone else can help. It is important to take care of your loneliness and do things that make you happy, such as spending time with a loved one, pursuing a hobby, or exercising. These feel more connected to the. Remember that you are strong and capable. That you can get through a difficult time. Daniel said. I thought ChatGPT could be used therapeutically, so I asked it to generate some general prompt to help me deal with anxiety. Write down that are causing anxiety and moment. Describe a situation in which you felt anxious and how you coped with it. Reflect how your thought and belief contribute to anxiety. Expressing your feeling, imagine yourself and peaceful and describe it in detail. Many more item detail. Naming things. Another I used to help me come up with the name of a few drink. It's got Japanese gin, unsweetened tonic, lime, stone pepper, and grapefruit. Judge how about Sakura Sunrise, the name of incorporates the Japanese and circus. Translation on the go is you can use ChatGPT on mobile, so it's perfect translation tool. So if example you're traveling to Italy and helping it, we translate the following time. Mm. Lisa Monk also asked me, I wish I were to run for internet, to run 5 kilometers in 3 month time. Outline a running plan. Well, to achieve this, ChatGPT here start by walking 15 minutes each day to build up an endurance game. After a week of walking, begin with incorporating short jokes. We start by jogging 1 at a time. For with working routine, gradually increase the length of jogs and reduce the amount of time you spend walking. Once you 10 minutes without stopping, start increasing the distance from the run. Aim to run without stopping and then gradually increase the distance over time. In addition to regular run, coding and integration should be great. ChatGPT created a working WordPress plugin for the first try. Lesson had a great the morning. I was thinking about who was the most difficult job in too many students not could offload lesson plan instructor. I gave try and lesson title the history and impact of artificial object. A student will understand the history and development of it. Discuss potential positive and negative impact of AI society material time lesson outline. Enters the topic of intelligent find podcast guest me guest for web 3 marketing and ideal guest for we can have gives example Tim Bradley investor of world web. Handle social media comment and review. ChatGPT can overblamed retail staff response to social media. She asks ChatGPT to respond the restaurant review post to customer. Place we ate out a lot of, however the place was top perfect meals, amazing staff, and the timing for it was great. Special thanks for Shopee from ChatGPT. Thank you for how much you can do it. Crime fighting, reduce vices, furniture design. Wow, wow. Create a series novel. Are you ready for cause? How do you gift ideas? So you say I don't know. So good. Don't know what a why potential gift for explaining complex concept. Explain quantum physics to me. Quantum physics is a branch of science that how tiny particle like atoms or subatomic particles behave. This these particles are so small that they don't always follow the same rule as the thing we can see and touch every day. For example, sometimes they can be two places, sometimes they can be two places at the same time. Friend with each other even if they are far apart. This might sound strange, but it's what scientists have learned from strange. This really to understand how the world works at a very small scale, and it can be also help us to make a new technology like computer that are much faster than we have today. Editing an AP style. Most blog journals and follow AP style. I should have Chat is scary good. We are not far from dangerous strong. Yeah. God,